Hey guys, SoCal Val here. You are listening to the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast.
It was a very tag-heavy Monday Night Raw, a very match-heavy Monday Night Raw as well. Seth Rollins did defend against the Jinder. Did he hinder the Jinder? We will find out as we take a look back at Monday Night Raw. Very, as I say, very tag-heavy edition. Cody and Drew certainly hit it off with some great promos to start Raw. Drew entering the Royal Rumble. That adds another element to that the Rumble match. Cody wants to finish the story. Drew wants to finish the story. Punk kind of wants to finish a story and start a new story as well. That bodes well for next week because during Raw, it was also announced that CM Punk wants a face-to-face with Cody Rhodes next week on Raw, which should be an incredible promo segment. I'm looking forward to that segment. I don't know if we're going to get to see, is Punk going to drop a pipe bomb? What's Cody going to do? There's so much about next week that I'm already looking forward to, and we're not even there yet. So we will watch out for that next week on Raw. Very tag heavy, as I said, edition. DIY picked up a victory on Raw as well in the opener. It is good to see Ciampa and Gargano together. They're still not quite getting the ring pop from the crowd, but they did pick up a good victory here against the Judgment Day of JD McDonagh and Dominik Mysterio. These four done really well actually in this opening tag match. Really got the crowd going, despite the lack of pop for DIY. But DIY did pick up the victory. The actual next match was a tag match as well. Chelsea Green and Piper Niven against Candice, LeRae, and Indi Hartwell, which all stemmed from a backstage skit beforehand where Indi and Candice wanted an opportunity to tag titles. Chelsea Green come in and started moaning about officiating. And it set up this match, which Candice LeRae and Indi Hartwell actually won by the assisted Lion Soul, which I thought was okay. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't that great either. But it is good to see Indi and Candice getting some airtime on WWE, and it's good to see women in general getting airtime in wrestling. And the tag match itself, does that mean they're in contention for the tag team championships? We'll have to wait and see. There were still tensions in the Judgment Day over R-Truth. Now, for those of you that have been watching Raw, R-Truth has been selling Judgment Day merchandise with his name on it. It angered everybody. There was a bit backstage with Priest on Raw where Priest was like, you can't sell our stuff. R-Truth gave him his cut and he was happy with it. But he does have a tag match later on, and the Awesome Truth goes against Finn and Damian Priest a bit later on. So we'll let you know how that goes. We did have the Imperium comeback. Gunther, I think, announced for the Royal Rumble as well, which is interesting. So he's going to be great. He's going to be in the Royal Rumble. I can't wait for that. I think Woods and Kaiser will be in the Royal Rumble. It had a bit of a slanging match between Woods and Kaiser, funnily enough, before there was a DQ. The referee DQ'd Woods for using a chair. They've had a real good bit of physicality at the New Day and Imperium. I've really enjoyed the bit of the physicality they've had. I mean, in the end of that match, Woods hits the missile dropkick off the steps, actually, funnily enough, on that, which was quite interesting. How they've sort of incorporated this high level of physicality as well, which I was quite surprised it was in these guys. I wasn't, but nevertheless, they pulled off a great little feud, meaningful feud as well between New Day and Kaiser. Now, a bit later on in Raw, Kaiser attacks Woods backstage. Jey Uso split it up, which kind of leads me to Jey Uso potentially going against Gunther later on for the Intercontinental title. Bronson Reed did cut a great promo about him wanting to be a champion, and I'm all for that. Funnily enough, I was thinking Ivar might be another contender. However, this week, Akira Tozawa gets a very upset win over Ivar when he rolled him up after there was a bit of a fisticuffs on the outside from Valhalla and Maxxine Dupri. So actually, Akira Tozawa beating Ivar. I really hope Ivar squashes him next week. I don't want to, I don't want Ivar's momentum to be shot down. I think he's doing really, really well on his own, and I want that to continue. So we'll see next week. We've already mentioned CM Punk and Cody Rhodes are going face to face next week. There's been a lot of online criticism that Punk hasn't wrestled a lot. I mean, he's wrestled on house shows, which we know. I think it's a good idea in a way. Would I like to see him wrestle before the Royal Rumble on Raw? Yes. Will we see that? I don't think so. Um, but there's also a bit here where sometimes less is more, guys. And a lot of wrestling fans just want more, 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 more. And you have to understand that there is a psychological thing around this, or there is a method to what WWE are doing here. And it's not giving you more, it is giving you less. Do we need to see CM Punk in the wrestling ring every week? No, we don't. Punk will no doubt be a special attraction. And even if he does win the championship at WrestleMania, which is probably likely, he won't wrestle all the time. He won't do what Seth Rollins is doing. And there may be a bit of method to that. We'll get to that at the end of this review. But CM Punk, Cody Rhodes face to face next week, that will be an interesting one to say the least. And I'm looking forward to that. Another two people that went face to face was Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch. Basically, Becky Lynch has put herself in to the Royal Rumble. And she's already kind of said that she wants Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. Now, has that given away the women's Royal? Because we said last week, me and Andy were talking, we're saying that field's open. You know, you could see 6 or 7 potential winners in the women's Royal Rumble, and that segment kind of now, for me, has put Becky as the favorite. And I don't necessarily like that they've kind of teased Becky already winning. If she doesn't win, great, because she'll have to go to Elimination Chamber and probably get a shot in the Women's Chamber match. But I'm not keen on them kind of pushing you down that route as if she's going to win, because there's no real clear favorite at the moment, or clear winner really, until that segment, which kind of pushed it to that way. So we will certainly see. What do you guys think of that as well? Let us know for sure. Rollins come along with his daughter as well, which was really nice to see backstage. He was talking about the usual revolutionary self, and he was getting ready to take on Jinder Mahal. We mentioned earlier on that Judgment Day and Awesome Truth were going to have a match. They did. Finn Balor and Damian Priest pick up the win with the South of Heaven on that. It was, again, a decent enough tag match between these two. It's great seeing Awesome Truth together. Judgment Day carry on. At least one of them are winning for sure. And they're still the tag team champions, of course. So lots to go for. Will they be in the Royal Rumble? When will Priest cash in? Did he cash in the main event? We'll have to find out with me very, very shortly. Jinder Mahal went backstage. Well, this was 12 years in the making, narrowed down to one night. Everyone will be unified when he beats Seth Rollins. Nakamura become another member to enter the Royal Rumble in a backstage promo as well. Then we had another tag match, Baszler and Stark versus Natalya and Tegan Nox, which Shayna and Zoey Stark won when Baszler made Natalya tap to the Karafuda Clutch. Karafuda Clutch, whatever you want to call it. Another good tag match. Natty's always, she's just, it's so nice. She's really had like so much of a great run in WWE as Natty, but I think as Andy said, you can't reel off like a memorable moment. And she's won women's championships and whatnot. She deserves so much more than what she's got. And unfortunately, she's not getting it at the WWE for whatever reason. So a bit of a shame with Natty, but hopefully, you know, hopefully she will get some decent-ish run in the future, because you can't really name matches that, and I mean the one maybe one with Charlotte was good, but other than that, there was really the odd one with Rhea. I think maybe she had one decent one with Rhea, but really hasn't been great. They announced for next week's Raw, obviously the face-to-face, Ivy Nile and Valhalla, Chad Gable versus Ivar. Can you lease that? Please give that match time, Triple H, please. And Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest, which will be great. Now, Seth Rollins, Jinder Mahal. Now, we didn't know was Indus Sher was with Jinder Mahal, and they straight away interfere Rollins before the match even starts. Rollins did fend them off. Damian Priest appeared on the stage as well. Lots of stuff going on here. The referee did get distracted by Veer as Sanga gave Mahal a steel chair. He clocks it. Veer clocks him, and with the Money in the Bank briefcase as well. He hit the Colossus. Now everybody at that point, when Veer hit Rollins with the Money in the Bank briefcase, and that was the only reason for that, was because McIntyre and Priest got involved at ringside. when he hit Rollins with the main event briefcase and Mahal hit the Coloss, I think everybody was thinking that was going to be it. But he kicked out. The referee then injected into Sher. He went for the Coloss again. Rollins hits him with a curb stomp. That's how Raw finished. But there is news after Raw. Was a potential injury to Seth Rollins. We're not sure how serious he's got to have an MRI, I believe, either today or it was either yesterday or today, um, to find out the extensiveness of that injury. He was the rumors backstage where he was walking but with a limp. Now that doesn't necessarily mean it's not serious at all. It would probably be kind of what happens in between Monday night and Tuesday morning when he wakes up. How does it go? With all of that sort of stuff. This could throw a big spanner in the works when it comes to the Rumble, when it comes to WrestleMania. All these plans could now come to pot, which actually, one of the things I was going to ask Andy, because there is another incident on NXT this week where there was a spot where someone was diving over the top rope and he had to, I think Trick Williams either was too far or had to make a save because the guy undershot it. And it could have led to an injury. We've had a lot of these injuries creeping up recently. And when do you start with the talent to say, right, come on, we've had too many of these now. Let's narrow it down a little bit. I'm just getting worried that they're now trying to do too much in matches. When I said sometimes little is more, less is more. I'm not sure, but I wanted to ask Andy that question. Unfortunately, Andy's working. He's working his usual delivering beer to the nation. But it's an interesting one. Maybe you guys let me know what you think about it below. What do you think? Are they putting? Is there too much effort now being put into? Is there too many moves now going on in wrestling that should be done? I will ask Dave that question this week when we do the AEW review, probably Friday. We will do that review of Dynamite this week, and we'll find out. I'll ask Dave that very question and see his thoughts. Raw was good. 7.5 again. I've been doing a lot of 7.5s recently. I know it was nowhere near as good as last week. It was okay this week. 7.5 out of 10. Good episode. We're going to be doing a lot more reviews. Obviously, we've got Dynamite. We have got TNA. Yes, TNA is back on this channel. You guys seem to love the review of Hard to Kill. Weekly episodes of TNA will be back on this channel this week. Big strong Mims from the NWA will be coming on as well. Tommy Kyle, the absolute maverick, will be coming on for a chat, as will Alex Windsor. CJ Carter from Ignite is coming on, and we are getting ever closer to announcing a major announcement that we are so looking forward to. We've worked we can't pat ourselves on the back and say we've worked very hard and all this sort of stuff, but every single one of the Hitting the Turnbuckle team has worked their butts off for the last year and a half on this. And when we finally get to announce what we want to announce to everybody, it's justified for us. And it's taken, it makes all that work that we do, talking to you guys on the screen or on Spotify with your ears, or you watch us on YouTube or wherever you go. The announcement will certainly make all of that worth it. Not that we don't enjoy doing it, because we do, but it will make all of that worth it going forward. Guys, on top of that, thank you guys for listening, watching, whatever you guys do, however you guys do it. Please carry on to do so. We're making some great stuff. Some content's going out so much now. And we're very much appreciative of every single one of you that watch the show or listen to it. Just keep on doing it. Also support British wrestling. Go and see, if you're listening in America, go and watch the independent scene in America. The future stars of the business are there. And you guys in the UK, I read this on our Spotify account. I think it's 75% of our viewers are from the UK. You guys will go and hit that indie scene. Go and watch the guys wrestle. We sponsor guys on the indie scene like Adonis Payne, Taylor James, LA Taylor, Artemis, Aluna. We sponsor all these guys because these guys are the future. See them now before they go to before they go and do big things, probably over in America or even in the UK. But you see them now and you can watch their journey grow. And there's nothing more satisfying for me than watching a guy like Leon Slater, who we've all seen over here in the UK's independent scene, at the Rev Pros, at the Progress, is absolutely killing it. and going to get him now watching TNA and seeing him, and we'll be soon seeing him on TNA, killing it, as we will Harley Hudson as well. Go and support your local British wrestling. There is so many around. Just Google wrestling events near me. There's tons. Go and witness it firsthand and give those guys your support. Also, give us some support. If you haven't done already, go to HTT Buckle on Twitter, Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast, and all other social media outlets. And we'll see you very, very soon for another episode of the Hitting the Turnbuckle channel. I've been your host, Adam Cousins. And until next time, everybody, buckle down, stay safe.